You cannot make this kind of stuff up. You cannot make this up. You cannot. Guys, you cannot make this up. Stephanie. Oh my goodness gracious. Stephanie is trying to work with these bees. That is the dumbest thing I've ever seen, ever. I got it on video too. You're trying to be up against the wall like she can't see you. Oh my God. What are you doing, Steph? Oh, are they dangerous?
No, they're tight.
So she's trying to gather bees. Is there a queen here?
I'm looking for her.
Oh, so you're looking for the queen. Okay. I am sorry to slow you down.
That's okay.
That had to be, oh gosh.
I could help, maybe.
That was awesome. Okay, so Stephanie is working with bees. She knows what she's doing over here. She's looking for the queen. All right, boy. You cannot make this stuff up, y'all. We have tried really hard to count all of our blessings before our losses. But at some point, hold on a minute. Yeah, that's wet halfway up.
Yeah.
At some point, you can't deny the fact that you're going to have to deal with a lot of loss when you have flooding like we had recently. And so today, Jamie and I have come to the barn dominium. Jamie's trying to go through the storeroom where we kept a lot of things in storage, getting rid of things that are no longer any good, and trying to figure out what we can salvage. I've been going through and taking care of some furniture that I can carry and drag to the trailer. A lot of stuff has to be burnt. Everything has to come out. We'll try to dry out some stuff and reuse it, but I want to talk to you all about the significance of the barn dominium and how wonderful of a home it's been to me. You heard me right, a home. This was my home. And I don't know if you all know that story. So if you'll give me a couple of seconds, let me try to get a grip of my emotions, because this has been quite the emotional day. And I will say this, I haven't really got emotional until I started talking about it. But when you start talking about things with friends, when you start talking about things, that's when you start thinking. Y'all join me today as we go through the barn dominium. I tell you some of the history and the story behind it. What an amazing collection of memories I have in this place. And I'll just tell you, it's gonna be hard, y'all. This might be the hardest day I've had so far, obviously. All right, y'all join me. Hush it up, I'm working! Sorry about that. That's one way to get a control of my emotions. That's one way to have all the roosters start screaming at me. We look like we're having a yard sale. We look like we're having a yard sale today. Y'all, I'm so sorry. Forgive me. I'm going to walk out to the barn. Today we've kind of assigned jobs. I'm going to work in the barn dominium. And then Ellie's going to work on the pastures. Jamie's going through the storage room. Everybody's doing their part I've been watching Uncle Dan up there mowing, which is funny. Dan can't stand to have a high grass in his yard. Here he is on a yard that was flooded with water 3 days ago. And today he's out mowing his grass. Looks like Billy, looks like Moses has turned over his water. Good morning. Did I spilt your water? I'm so sorry. Oh, you're not sweet. You're not being sweet. I'll have to climb inside there. Yeah, everybody's busy doing their own thing today. Mom and them have gone off shopping for furniture for their house, the stuff they've lost. Guys, I know it's very windy. I'm going to try to walk inside the barn here and talk to you where I can get out of the wind. Yeah, so let's talk about the barn dominium. And I'm going to try to go by and start inserting some pictures as I talk. You don't want to sit here and watch the guineas, do you? No one wants to watch the guineas, so I'm going to just insert pictures as we talk. But the barn house was nothing more than just a barn. An actual, just a tin metal barn that did survive the floodwaters from Hurricane Harvey. And then what we did was come by and had to turn it into a livable space. I've talked about this a few times, all of the YouTube videos I had to watch to figure out how to run wiring, how to put sheetrock, insulation, drywall, tape, float, all the things you have to learn when you want to create a home. And it took so much time. But it ended up just a piece at a time turning into a really beautiful place. And then after it was I don't know why I'm so emotional. I've seen everybody get emotional here and there. I don't know why today my emotions are finally catching up to me. I guess this is just so personal to me. And I think one of the hardest things about it is the fact that I don't think I will rebuild the barn dominium into a livable space. I'm going to strip it out. And I don't know what to do with it at that point. Do I leave it to a barn? Do I slowly make it kind of a project and make it a place where people can stay again? We've had so many people utilize the barn dominium. Oh my goodness gracious. I think this is God's way of saying, Lester, today's not your day for a video. I have Uncle Dan out mowing. I have a very strong wind blowing through here. And then I'm an emotional wreck. I'm just a mess, y'all. I'm so sorry. This may not be a good day for a video. These pastures are not ready for animals yet. Talked to Ellie about holding off till the weekend. I actually told everybody the same thing. I think we should all hold off till the weekend. I know everyone's busy doing their own things, but what you don't want to have is your animals coming back to things that are contaminated. That all has to come off of there. Your animals will, especially goats, will eat anything, y'all. And you don't want your goats eating on things that have been contaminated with bacteria and mold and mildew and just all the things, the toxins that float around in floodwaters. So there's a lot of work, and then people don't sometimes realize how much time things like this take. A lot of people will expect to see changes immediate, and guys, that just doesn't happen. Your property, it's too many fences. And of course, when you add barn repairs and home clean outs and other kind of things, you have to prioritize what goes first. I thought that was a snake. What is that? That is not a snake. That is a water hose. Okay. Lordy. Lester. Oh no, y'all look. What is that? Something you may not want to look at. Oh no, it's a little piggy. Oh, wait a minute. Guys, that's not a real piggy. Not a real piggy, not to worry. It's plastic. Gosh, holy moly. That was one of our little piggies that we were gifted for our animal cemetery. Oh, that scared me. Oh my gosh, that was that little, yeah. So what I was saying was there's just a lot of work here, friends. I don't think that you realize all the work there is to do. And so this doesn't happen overnight. This doesn't happen in a day or two. This takes weeks and months, plural. Because if you were to come by and if you're going to say, let's just put a match to it. Hold on, y'all. This is a wooden fence. You'll burn every post out of the ground. You'll burn the corral board. You don't just come put a match to it. So, tell you what. Sometimes you just don't know where to start. So what you do is you just take it in little pieces. You take it little baby steps, y'all. Man, that's what we're talking about. Baby steps. The same philosophy, the same strategy I used to get past Hurricane Harvey flooding was just you take baby steps, one step at a time. And at some point you'll end up taking a look around and say, you know what? We did it. It looks great. It's all back together. Now, the thing about this particular flood, this is what I told Ellie and Megan. I'm like, Hurricane Harvey was my story. But this here flood, this has to be your story. So I will absolutely help out wherever I can. And do things that I can help you do when I'm here. I says, but this is your story. This is your rebuild. And so we'll have to make sure that I'll be here to guide, and I'll be here to assist where I can. But what's going on up here is Ellie and Megan's story to tell, not Lester's. But I will say this, there's a lot of work to do here, friends. And there's so much work to do that sometimes you don't know where to start. Y'all ever been in a spot like that? So much work to do that you don't know where to start. I want to show you one last thing before I leave you today. I got work to do. I can't be videoing all day. But I do want to show you one last thing before I leave you. I've always been embarrassed to show you guys the backside of the barn house. Like, guys, it was a barn. Come on, cut me a break. This was a barn. This was never built to be a house, okay? But looky here. Would you believe that there's still pressure in that tank and all of that? With all of this being messed up in the flood, there's still pressure in that tank. I'll have to get help over here to flip it back up the right way. It's going to be full of water. But how crazy that with all of that going around with the water and all that, there was no breaks in the water lines. Isn't that like remarkable and like unheard of? Yeah, this is the little well house. It was just a section of the barn that we made into the well house. But crazy, huh? That's what I wanted to show y'all. That's what I wanted to show y'all right there. But listen, there's just things everywhere, y'all. There'll be a lot of punctured tires from screws and nails and just pieces of metal that you get run over. That's one thing that you'll have to get used to, is seeing a lot of tires flat. As a matter of fact, the first blowout happened on my big truck. Leaving out of here one day. You'll see stuff stacked up, air drying. So this is real. If this is real, I don't think that is real. Real wood can dry. But the problem with real wood, so particle board you throw out, you burn. And you can see all this. This is just horrible. Well, there you go. But real wood, you try to save if you can. But the problem is all of your drawers will warp. So you'll have to get a tool to shimmy everything down, to kind of like maybe a sanding tool, so that your drawers will go in and out. See, and you don't want your pigs laid up and stuff like this, so it's gonna be a while, y'all. I feel like I'm repeating myself over and over in this video. I really am struggling trying to find the right words. But there's so much to do. So inside here, here's the water line. So I believe all of that, but there's your water line right there. So everything on the shelves and everything down below, all of our fuel, that would have been water, gotten water inside of it. Don't you close me up in here with them snakes. I do not trust any building right now, but I do believe that there's no power out here either. That happens. Jamie has already come and did a lot of work in her room over here. In my list of priorities, so Jamie got a lot of stuff out of here already. She got all of her blankets up drying, her horse blankets. But yeah, there's no power. No, there's no power out here. Another reason why you have to be kind of careful about letting your animals back too soon. You're going to have no lights here at night. And even though you may be ready to come back home, get the animals back over here, you have to still make sure you have a way to protect them. And they need to have lights in their barn. So we'll have to figure out what's going on with the lights. Listen, guys, I tell you what, I just feel like I didn't do you much justice in this video. It's an emotional day for Lester. But I want to thank you for watching. I look forward to reading your comments. And we will catch you guys on the next video.
Don't let your troubles fester. Come watch Longhorn Lester.
Yeah, something like that.